During the close season at this time of year, the Dales Meadows and Woodland are at their best. They really are superb. And this year perhaps even excelled themselves. And I go into a little valley which is quite close to me, and I look at the flowers and the birds and whatever else interests me. And this year I've videoed some of it and put a little commentary on. My voice is quite hoarse at the beginning because I seem to have lost it for a few weeks. Anyway, it's gradually coming back. And make of it what you wish. I mean, it may not be of any interest to you whatsoever, but I find it very peaceful, a very serene place. A nice place just to sit and sort of contemplate the meaning of life, if you like. It's a wonderful little place.
Here we have a glorious display of blackthorn or sloe blossom. This year it's just absolutely... Wood anemones at this time of year are magnificent. The whole ground is carpeted with them. And mixed in with them there's the celandine, beautiful in this sunshine. You can see this little beck, it's very quiet today, but you can see by this erosion here, which has occurred over the winter time, what a raging torrent it can become after heavy rains. A great chunk out of the bank here. Floor of this woodland covered with wood anemones. Wonderful. A little bit of dog's mercury and garlic and bluebells emerging from the ground. And they will give their big display in about a month's time. This little marshy piece of ground you've got lots of interesting plants. Celandine. These are meadow sweet leaves. It will come in about July. It's a very, very tall plant. And you've got this brook lime, which again flowers later, a nice blue flower. This flower is called butterbur. The flower comes first, and then later in the year you get huge leaves like rhubarb. They're just beginning to emerge now. You can see one there. There's another one. The leaves can be very tall on riverbanks, up to 6 feet. They're a real nuisance. But the flower is rather pretty. Then of course you've got the wild garlic here, which is just emerging. And of course it's very nice in salads. It's much milder than the French garlic. Very tasty in a spring salad. You see there, everything's covered in moss. Beautiful. And here you can see the yellow flag or yellow iris emerging from this marshy area. And of course you won't see the flowers until June, July time. So-called wood sorrel, and this flower, just these pale violet veins on the flower. The leaf is shaped like a clover. You can see it there. And it contains oxalic acid, which is why it's called sorrel. And again, it's nice in salads. It's very sour. Adds a nice tart taste, as you get with just ordinary garden sorrel. But it's just something different. Here you can see how the ground is a luscious green colour. These plants have to grow, reproduce, before the tree canopy comes and cuts the light off. Once the tree canopy emerges, then there isn't sufficient light for these things to grow. So they die off. So it's all very quick. All a big rush. Bank. You can see the bluebells emerging. And they'll flower in about 3 weeks' time. And then once they've flowered, the whole area is taken over by that pernicious weed, bracken. It's a beautiful woodland. Birch, you can see there. And there's a little stream meandering down through the woodland, and it's lined by all these nice alders. Further upstream, they're much bigger, but they've been coppiced. They're very, very old, and alder wood was used for making the soles on wooden clogs, which of course are very popular footwear in the dales. On the side of the bank of the little beck is coltsfoot. The flowers come before the leaves. Nice little plant. And the leaves are just beginning to emerge. You can see them there. And there you can see downstream on this beautiful day a little blue violet growing amongst the gravel. It's a harsh environment, especially when a flood comes down and covers it with about 4 feet of powering water full of sand and stones. You can see the alder, and it's covered with this scrubby lichen, which long-tailed tits seem to like to make their nests. Camouflage them. Because they're very complicated things, lichens. They aren't a single plant at all. They're a sort of marriage of a fungus and an alga. So the fungus provides the sort of main structure, and the alga, the little green photosynthesizing plant, lives inside it. And they share the food it makes in its photosynthesis. There are many, many of them. Very specialist field. Very specialist.